My guest today is the star of the popular sitcom The Johnsons. He's also a director and writer for stage and screen. Please give a round of applause as I welcome the very talented Charles Inojie. My good friend. Yeah, bro.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You know, I love working with you, but in recent times, we've not had opportunity to work.
My brother, you won't kill yourself with work. Yeah. The news that got to us is that you are so busy now that even tracking you down to give you any job.
Charles, I can't be busy. I can't be busier than yourself, and you know that. Let us not even go there. A little birdie whispered to me that you're from a royal family, that there is royalty in your lineage. You know, in that whole of your Edo states, you know, you guys don't joke with royalty. Have they given you any small title, at least to take hold your own self?
There is no controversy about that. I am from a royal family.
Yeah.
That answered, I would like to add that we give out chieftaincy titles.
Okay.
We don't keep any for ourselves.
Oh, okay.
Because we are royalty ourselves.
So already the royalty has covered you. You don't need any more decoration.
It's in the system. It's in the blood.
Now, having said that, Charlie, you need to be walking around with some entourage of, you know, like all those people. You see that you don't need those type.
You are not far from the truth.
Yeah.
But again, our character makeup is such that we do not have to rub it in.
Okay. Not to rub it in. Anyway, talking about character makeup, now that we're there, you know, comedy, you know, playing roles in comedy movies, you know, you're quoted to have said that it makes it difficult for people to take you seriously. I know that is the challenge that most comedians face. You know, I've been there myself. You know, so can we just tell us a bit about how this thing has shaped who you have become? You know, the fact that you know, because I know you're a very cerebral person, you're a very serious-minded person, but when you play these roles most times and, you know, you are now finding it difficult to convince people that you're a serious-minded person.
Quite honestly, you always would have to do like double to make people look at your direction with some measure of seriousness.
Yeah.
Each time you try to engage in an intellectual discourse, Abi, is he reading from the script?
Yeah.
Are you sure
he's the one?
Are you sure he's the one talking? Not be that man where they do mumu for him.
Is serious like this? I remember it happened to me once. I was discussing with somebody was attending to me, and we were talking in English. Then this lady walked in and ran out almost immediately. You know, and it caught my attention. Do you know what she was telling the one outside? Hey, he can actually speak English.
Oh, look at you. I don't know if you also experienced this. Before I got married, you know, as a young man, maybe you see a girl you like, you want to become friends with her, and the first thing she tells you is,
be serious.
Oh, be serious now.
I suffered that a lot.
Don't
be serious. You're always joking with everything. Who is joking now?
I love you. How does it sound like a joke? You know. Honestly, I was MC at an event in Port Harcourt, and the chairman of the occasion, it was a wedding, happened to be a senior lecturer at the University of Port Harcourt. I could notice, because she came to stand in for the commissioner as chairman of the event, I could notice from where I stood that she was not comfortable. She kept looking at my directions, talking to herself, muttering to herself, whispering to people sitting beside her. So at some point, when it was the chairman's turn to make some remarks, the first thing she started with, like, if she does not say this, if she didn't say this, it was going to bother her for much longer. So she asked, Chairman, I hope there's no problem. He said, no. You look so much like one man that does foolish things on TV.
Charlie, don't you think, as a comedy writer, as a script writer and a comedy actor, don't you think that we've succeeded in making Nigerians joke so much that they are beginning to, you know, forget about some of the serious issues that we should be tackling?
No. In fact, my answer to that would be an emphatic no. On the contrary, I think comedians deserve a lot of commendation for how well they've been able to reduce what could have led to widespread depression,
increase in suicide rate,
free for all, madness and all that. Oh yes. Even film house owners will tell you that they make more money when they have comedy films showing. So I think comedians have done well to keep.
But if you look at the social media these days, everybody on social media now is a bit of a joker, and there are too many issues that we need to address that we are not.
I was going to cap it by saying that I do not subscribe to burlesque, that is laughter for laughter's sake. I do not subscribe to buffoonery. I think the comedian is a lot more serious than the so-called serious actor, because he takes something very serious, makes it very light, and pricks your conscience by so doing. It takes you home. People say they want to go to the cinema to watch comedies because they don't want something that will make them think. A good comedy film should make you think them more.
Exactly, yeah. True.
Yes. Comedians are social crusaders. They should be able to pick on key national issues and make them lighthearted, such that it trickles down to everybody's
now
understanding.
Now that you've talked about social crusade, that takes me to, I know you were privileged to meet the late writer and activist Ken Saro-Wiwa when he was alive.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and Ken Saro-Wiwa is a man that we know from the Niger Delta, fought the Niger Delta cause and lost his life in the process. What kind of impact did Ken Saro-Wiwa, I know, you're my friend, I know there's a bit of activism in you. What kind of impact did meeting Ken Saro-Wiwa have?
Oh, well, a lot. As a young man, having just left the secondary school then, we had what we call the Perspective Youth Academy. It was like an arm, the youth arm of Campaign for Democracy. We were involved. In fact, it was our job then, members of the Perspective Youth Academy, all of those leaflets that were printed by CDs, CLO, NADECO. Our job mainly was to ensure that they go round.
Share post?
Yes, paste them, share them. We were very,
and is that the much you could do then?
Yeah. We were very involved with the June 12 struggle, by God's grace. But which got me endeared to the works of the late environmentalist that you spoke about, Ken Saro-Wiwa, because at that time he had already become very popular. Aside his literary works, literature.
In fact, I think his activism brought his literary works more to the fore.
God bless you. That's very correct. You know, the Ogoni Bill of Rights, which at the time he also had taken to the United Nations General Assembly, threw him into international limelight. So every time he was going to speak at some gathering, it always interested us. But we're lucky. Sometimes in 1992, if I remember clearly, when he visited the Writers' Resort, Ota. Writers' Resort was a place put together by the late playwright and theater director, Professor Bode Osoyin. What the resort did then was to host writers once every month to read their works. You know, we had a live audience and people would ask questions and all that. So when it was the month that the resort hosted Ken Saro-Wiwa, Prof called a few of us, very vibrant literary enthusiasts, and said, Ken Saro-Wiwa is a dramatist. Why don't you put up on a drama in his honor? And I said, I'm a very shy person. I can't stand before.
You like this shy?
No, you not go no.
With all this grace.
Oh, you know, my brother. Asana will fit.
No, but you know,
Asana will fit. Yeah. That was where the journey started.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. It's unfortunate that we don't have the likes of Ken Saro-Wiwa who are actively involved in activism. And, creating more awareness. Everybody now seems to be a joker or trying to use something for political leverage.
We must change the narrative.
Yes.
We must change the narrative.
Is there politics in you?
A lot of it. There's more politics in me than anything else.
Good.
That is why I believe...
Have you shake hand?
God bless you. I believe that,
I like that.
We must... anybody that truly loves this country must work towards changing the narrative as far as 2019 is concerned. Yeah. I do not want to call names. Only last week here, somebody called me and said, you were recommended highly. We are putting up a campaign organization, articulate, article, and I said, can we just hold it here so that let me talk? He said, no, let me explain how the organization. I said, you cannot begin to tell me the constitution of the organization when you don't know if I'm interested in the organization. So let me just talk for 1 minute. And I told him, sorry, sir, let me tell you that Atiku, in my opinion, is a great Nigerian, has done his bit for this country. I don't have anything against him. I do not have anything against our president, Muhammadu Buhari. I think he's one of the greatest Nigerians that ever lived. He's one of the aside him and Baba Obasanjo, no one else has had the opportunity of ruling the country twice. And I think that's just it. We should not stretch destiny beyond that point. So I told him that I think it is time that young men in this country, because when you read and see things that Nigerians in their thousands are doing,
accomplishing all over the world,
within and outside this country, you begin to wonder, how then are we reduced to just these two choices for 2019?
Yes. Why are we not talking about any other choice?
Yes.
It's troubling.
I would rather support, campaign for, and vote for a younger candidate that will probably run for and lose the election and go home very satisfied than still queuing up behind these men that have done so much for this country already. We must allow for a different line of thought.
Charles, it's been nice. It's been so nice talking to you. It's refreshing. You know, I know you will bring it on. What do you have for our people this Christmas? Christmas is around the year now. It's what do you have to say to our people?
At the moment, sorry if I have to talk about my show.
Yeah. Please, no, feel free.
Oh, great, thank you. At the moment, for the third year running, the Johnsons have been adjudged the best show on the African continent. We try to up the game every minute so that we do not disappoint our audience. This Christmas, please stay tuned to the Johnsons, and it will be the best Christmas holiday you ever had. Our episodes are juicier, livelier, and much more coming.
For marketing now.
Sorry. Yes. Sorry. No best. All right. Please stay. Anything you do without moderation becomes a problem. I think people, even when you have to drink this Christmas, you should do it with moderation. If you have to eat with moderation. If you have to engage in any kind of social activities, because if you overdo, there's always a result for overdo. Overpay. Yes, overdo, no good.
Overpay. Thank you so very much, Charles. It's been nice talking to you. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause again for Charles.